Now at 10, authorities investigate whether a house fire in Carthage was caused by fireworks. We'll tell you what they know. Plus, why some Kansans across the state and our area could potentially see an electric rate increase. And police search for the burglary suspect in connection with an Alliance Southwest Missouri break-in after they released that person from jail.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Some area animal shelters have been dealing with multiple calls today reporting missing and found dogs after the holiday. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. We talked about it last week. According to some experts, more pets go missing around the 4th of July than at any other time of year because of the sounds of those fireworks. But in the 4-state area, another challenge comes with that. KOAM's Fernandez Silva has that story.
This is all it took for Jax to run away and get lost. Only after 2 days, the 11-year-old corgi was spotted by a neighbor, but not from the lack of looking.
Just nonstop kept looking. We didn't sleep because he was just so important to us. We continuously drove around. We went house to house, knocked on doors, and asked everybody, have you seen him? And gave him a description. Me and my boss made flyers yesterday also, and I went around and put that on the fireworks stands, the gas stations. I even handed some out just so people knew what he looked like and had my contact info.
We drove every street in Girard. We checked the fairgrounds. We checked everywhere that we could find and hollered for him to see if we could find him. We didn't see him at all.
Jax is far from alone. Local human societies have been dealing with multiple calls reporting missing and found dogs after the holiday. But some 4 states area shelters are facing another challenge. SEK Humane Society in Pittsburgh and Miami Animal Shelter, for example, can't even take in dogs now because they are at full capacity. SEK Animal Advocates in Arma shares a similar concern.
Our amount of work definitely increases. Like currently all of our fosters are full, but this last couple weeks have been pretty busy.
Susan encourages using social media and printing flyers to spread the word about lost and found pets, especially in a busy time of the year. That will help other people have the same happiness Jack's honor had this morning.
I immediately just fell to the floor and started hugging him, and it was just, I was so relieved I started crying because it was just, he means so much to us. I can't stress that enough.
Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Now, because the fireworks typically continue for multiple days, a lost pet can end up far from home. So experts recommend also looking in surrounding communities. Firefighters investigate whether fireworks caused a house fire in Carthage. Yesterday, firefighters responded to the Breckenwood neighborhood shortly after 1 a.m. The family had already made it out safely and no one was injured. The Carthage Fire Chief, Ryan Huntley, says spent fireworks have been placed in a trash can next to the house. He says that area is where the fire started, but it's not yet clear if the fireworks actually caused the fire. Some of us got a bit of rain. We all need more. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we did. We got some scattered showers and thunderstorms in here late last night into the morning hours, and then just really a lot of clouds for us throughout the day. But the rain, most of us, not much. We obviously need more across the area. 84 was our high. Clouds kind of kept us down just a little bit. Normal high is 90 degrees for this time of the year. And we're pretty much clear right now. There's not a whole bunch going on until we track these storms out to the west. And these are going to take a long time to get in here. Not till very late tonight into tomorrow morning. We will get some scattered showers and thunderstorms once again. So tonight's going to be pretty quiet. We're in the mid 70s right now. We're going to drop back upper 60s and we'll have some scattered thunderstorms in the morning hours, of course. We're going to have more details on that and additional rounds, maybe a little bit more widespread rain as well coming up here in just a bit.
See you soon. One of the largest utility providers in Kansas wants to raise electric rates. Now, if approved, more than 1 million Evergy customers in cities including Pittsburgh, Parsons, Topeka, Wichita could see their bills increase by nearly $15 per month. Reporter Alex Jurgens is looking into the reasons behind the request and how you can provide feedback before a decision is made.
Everything just keeps getting higher and higher.
Linda Dalton has heard from her neighbors that have experienced their gas bills increase.
I want to know exactly how much electricity we use each month, and the most recent ones have been about $75.
So anytime there's talk of electric rates going up, Linda feels a price hike could be hard.
I feel worse about those elderly seniors that really are on a fixed income, and another $15 added to their electric bill is going to be a lot for them.
Monday, Evergy customers received this notification about a proposal to raise rates. Evergy's latest proposal would cost the average household an extra $14 to $15 per month. David Nickel with the Citizens Utility Ratepayer Board says the hike is related to the Westar Energy and KC Power and Light merger from 5 years ago.
We are always concerned as advocates for residential and small commercial ratepayers.
Nickel says that CURB aims to keep rates low despite this hike.
We've got a number of experts that we've hired in this case, and we're in the process of evaluating this rate increase from stem to stern.
Now, the state has to approve that increase first. The Kansas Corporation Commission is going to hold 3 public hearings all around Kansas this month, though none are going to be in our viewing area. You can also submit your feedback about the proposal through the KCC website. KOAM Telephone Cooperative is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of a vandalism and theft suspect. Police say thieves are targeting grounding copper, but they're also cutting fiber. Although the copper thefts yield only a few $100s, the damage caused by cutting the fiber is much more significant. Acts like this affect more than just the company.
So right now with the vandalized situation in those vaults, a lot of times the service outages affect the residents and any public safety organizations, can be police stations, hospitals, things like that, and 911 services, those end users.
The most recent theft happened west of Neck City, Missouri, resulting in around $30,000 worth of damage. KOAM has reached out to area salvage yards with no luck so far in finding that copper. The Joplin Police Department has an update on their search for a burglary suspect who was arrested and then released and is now missing. Police arrested 33-year-old Jeremy Blevins on June 28th, but he was released from jail before a warrant could be obtained. Authorities say he had broken into the Alliance building in Joplin on June 22nd. They believe Blevins stole $730 worth of items and damaged plumbing, causing $1,500 worth of damage. They've charged him with second-degree burglary and first-degree property damage. Coming up, the Missouri State Highway Patrol investigates 4th of July drownings, one involving a child. Plus, the state of Arkansas releases their latest numbers on the state's surplus. The fiscal year ended in Arkansas with a surplus of more than $1.1 billion. Finance officials today announced it's the state's second largest surplus. The record for surplus was set in the previous fiscal year when Arkansas reported a $1.6 billion surplus. The state has reported its 3 highest surpluses over the past 3 years. Republican lawmakers cite the state's surpluses as they've pushed for tax cuts in the state in recent years. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is investigating a couple of 4th of July drownings. The patrol says a 6-year-old boy drowned yesterday at Lake of the Ozarks. Officials say he was not wearing a life jacket when he jumped into the water, went under, and did not resurface. In Missouri, children under the age of 7 are required to wear a life jacket on a boat unless they are in a cabin. Troopers didn't say if the 6-year-old jumped from a boat or a dock. And in Clay County, Missouri, authorities say 22-year-old Carlos Antonio of St. Joseph drowned at Little Platte Swim Beach in Smithville Lake. Authorities say Carlos drowned after walking off a ledge in the water while swimming. Missouri Highway Patrol says during the entire 4-day-plus holiday weekend, they reported 8 traffic fatalities and 4 drownings in the state. That's up from last year's 3-day-plus holiday weekend when the Highway Patrol reported 6 traffic fatalities and 1 drowning in Missouri. A little later, some area kids get in touch with nature for a new camp. We'll pay a visit.
We have some more thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to be talking about that coming up. Well, of course, we got some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms late last night into the morning hours. It wasn't widespread, but at least a good chunk of us got a little bit of rain. It'd be so nice to get a nice widespread heavy rain. We do have chances for that as we get a little bit closer to the weekend. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Here's why we need the rain. Today, officially at the airport, only a 1/10 of an inch. For the year, we're only at 16. But look at that. We're over 9 inches behind where we should be for this time of the year. And that doesn't even take into account the 15 inches that we were behind at the end of last year. So we're almost really 25 inches below where we should be over the past year. All right, sitting into the mid 70s right now. Looks good. Outside, 7th and range line, currently at 75. Winds are pretty much calm. Pressure, 30.01 inches of mercury and steady. We will get some scattered thunderstorms in here again late tonight into tomorrow morning. But again, it's not going to be very widespread. Pretty quiet out there for us right now. So it's going to stay dry over the next several hours. Let's go west. This cluster is going to come together and kind of work east right across the state line of Kansas and Oklahoma, and then take a dive and just kind of clip us. The reason it's doing that is high pressure to our southwest. If you follow the arrows, they turn southeast once you get a little bit closer to us, and that's why these storms are kind of falling apart and we're not getting real wide spread rain across the region. All right, let's step through time. Here's 3 a.m. Scattered thunderstorms, western counties. Complex drops in, but see how it mainly drops into northeastern Oklahoma. So our southern counties, you'll get a little bit of rain by tomorrow morning. We'll have a lot of clouds, hit and miss showers. Here's 11 a.m. And then I think the afternoon, very similar to what we had today, lower 80s, a lot of clouds, and then we break out and see some sunshine as we go through the evening hours. Tomorrow night, we're going to do it again. Another complex out to our west, maybe a little bit farther north, but also as it works into Friday morning, kind of falls apart. So both of these complexes aren't going to give us very widespread rain, but we will get a few scattered showers in here. Friday afternoon, a lot of clouds again, high temps mainly into lower 80s. Here's the complex that I think will give us a better shot. So here's Friday night into Saturday morning. This should be a little bit more widespread and could give us some heavy amounts of rain, so we'll keep our fingers crossed on that one. All right, so rainfall next couple days, mainly in our southern counties. Everybody else, not much. But then we get those batches in as we head toward the weekend. That should give us better chances to get maybe an inch or 2 inches of rain, which would be nice. 77 by noon tomorrow, 79 by 4. High temp, right around 83 degrees. Also, our rain chances stick around even into the weekend. I think we'll get a batch in here Saturday morning. And then again, Sunday morning, we'll push through. And then our chances for rain will start to drop off a bit early next week. 83 tomorrow, 84 Friday. 84 Saturday. Temperature is great for the next few days, and we'll keep our fingers crossed on these rounds of thunderstorms. And then we heat back up, back into the 90s by the middle of next week.
Does crossing our fingers help?
It can't hurt.
They teach you that in meteorology
They do.
school. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll try it. Thanks, Doug. Some kids in Joplin today got their hands dirty, becoming more in touch with nature.
That's a magnifying glass.
Wildcat Glades Nature Group hosted their first Wildcat Camp. Kids had the chance to learn about wildlife, plants, and habitat at Wildcat Park through hands-on activities. They also learned about outdoor skills and how to enjoy the outdoors safely, responsibly. Gives kids the chance to experience lots of new things.
Just seeing the kids get to do fun things outdoors, take a hike in the woods, wade in the water pretty soon, just get to experience things that they don't get to experience all the time at home.
Watch your step, guys.
Wildcat Glades Nature Group hopes to make this an annual camp. Joplin's Spiva Center for the Arts is holding various camps throughout the summer. Clay Camp began today, runs through Friday for children ages 8 through 11. The children got to make their own pottery and draw their own special designs on that pottery. They also learned how to get their hands dirty by using a clay wheel and how to sculpt their clay into objects.
I made those bowls and then ornaments and then this.
The camp costs $100 per kid. Welcome to Fantasy Camp, where kids are able to create the universe of their wildest dreams. Spiva Center for the Arts is hosting this fantasy camp as well. Kids got to build and create things like blueprints, floor plans, and castles.
Fantasy camp is pretty much using your imagination. We're going to use a little bit of the Middle Ages, Renaissance era, and we're going to mix into it the fairies and the mermaids and the different things that you would think of. And tomorrow they're going to be making a dragon that's a puppet.
Fantasy Camp runs through Friday. And if you're looking for a way to relax your mind, and who isn't, the Spiva Center for the Arts is hosting mindful meditation classes. Meditation helps you control your breathing and heart rate while keeping you relaxed. Typically, the class is 30 minutes long, and you relax by listening to the instructor preach calming words and affirmations.
I found it really came out of necessity because I am a goal-getter and an overachiever, and that can sometimes be very overwhelming. So it helps me just stay present and focused and ready to do all that I'm interested in doing in a day.
The next mindful meditation is going to take place in August. Brock joins us now. The all Big 12 preseason football team was released today, and I know you're going to tell us about that.
All sorts of Wildcats, Jayhawks, Cowboys and Sooners on the list. And speaking of colleges, we have a local high school softball standout making a commitment to Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. We'll break it all down next in sports. It's hard to believe this, but we're halfway through the Mink League season. The Nevada Griffins have held their own this year, and as part of recently, the Nevada Griffins have lost 3 straight games, all of those losses coming by the way of the Joplin Outlaws. So tonight, Nevada switches it up a little bit. They pay a visit to Des Moines, the first time this series. In game 1 of their doubleheader, Griffins fall to the Peak Prospects 3-2. Griffins will look to split the doubleheader. They've got a late game number 2 just now getting underway in Des Moines. The Northeastern Oklahoma A&M softball program hinted that a big commitment was going to happen earlier this week, and during the middle of the 4th of July festivities, Joplin High School's Jill McDaniel announced on her Twitter that she will commit to Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. Jill McDaniel out of Joplin High School was a second-team all-district pitcher for the Joplin Eagles in the 2022 season. The senior led the Eagles to a team high in strikeouts, and the Eagles, McDaniel originally committed to Highland Community College, but she reopened her recruitment in late June. Now McDaniels is expected to be on the Lady North softball team this fall. The Big 12 Conference released their preseason poll for the football team this season. Many of the names on the list were very familiar to Big 12 football fans all over the 4 states area. Let's start with the offense. First up is Kansas Jayhawks quarterback Jalen Daniels, who was selected as the All-Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, along with his QB selection. Then the rest of the list goes running back Devin Neal from KU, fullback Ben Sinnott out of K-State, wide receiver Brennan Presley out of Oklahoma State, then offensive lineman Mike Nowitzki from Kansas, and Cooper Beebe from K-State. Rounding out the list is K-State's punt returner and kick returner Phillip Brooks, who makes the list, just rounding it out. Now to the defensive side, defensive lineman Ethan Downs out of Oklahoma, who shockingly the only Sooner on this list. Then linebacker Colin Oliver out of Oklahoma State. Defensive backs Kobe Bryant from KU and Kobe Savage from K-State, and Kendall Daniels from Oklahoma State. There's your list. Tomorrow, the Big 12 Conference is expected to release the preseason poll. We'll look that over as well tomorrow night at 6. The Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals are both on the road this evening. Each team struggled over the 4th of July weekend, and now the MLB All-Star break is looming. Both teams in Missouri are just trying to make it to the end of the weekend. The Kansas City Royals are in Minnesota tonight, trying to avoid getting swept by the Twins, and unfortunately for the Royals, that's exactly what happened. Minnesota's Pablo Lopez pitched a complete game shutout. only giving up 4 hits and 12 strikeouts. Royals get shut out tonight 5-0. Kansas City will travel to play Cleveland tomorrow night. And then the St. Louis Cardinals are in South Beach tonight taking on the Miami Marlins. This game went back and forth all night, and it was the Marlins who came out victorious off of a walk-off single/error, whatever you want to call it. Cardinals lose this one 10-9 tonight. Cardinals will avoid being swept as they will take on Miami in their series finale tomorrow night. I know a lot of K-State fans are maybe a little upset that Will Howard did not make the list and Jalen Daniels from KU made it over him.
Yeah, a lot of KU players.
Yes,
on that
4 of
list.
them, yes.
We'll be right back. You already know we're way behind what we would generally have a rainfall by this time of the year, and bound to have some more dry weeks ahead, so we need to do what rain we can now.
We're just going to have scattered showers by the morning hours, and then again, pretty much the same thing on Friday morning. A little bit more widespread, though, Friday night and Saturday night. Those are going to be our better chances to get some widespread heavy rain, which we definitely need it.
And when you say heavy rain, you mean up to?
1 to 2 inches.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Final sports notes.
The Joplin Outlaws, they get the day off today, but they'll be looking to win their 6th straight game on the road tomorrow night against Sedalia.
Good for them. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.